Hello, welcome. In this video you'll be learning how you can apply perspective to your text using CorelDRAW. You can also use your Adobe Photoshop to achieve what I'm about showing you in CorelDRAW. All you have to do is understand the basis of what you are about learning now. So you'll be learning various text perspectives that you can apply to your designs. Alright, let's open our CorelDRAW. First of all, this is my printable page of which you're already aware, so I'm going to zoom it out because I want you to see what I'm about doing in this video. I'll take my text tool and I will type. For instance, let's say I'm using the word mandate. Okay, I just aligned the text to the left. Let me change the font name or the font face, and I'm going to change the text to capital letters. Go under text, change case, uppercase. Alright, so I have this text mandate. Now if you come to your toolbar, your shadow tool, you can see that there's an arrow there that you can click on and other tools will come out. You can see shadow, contour, blend, distort, envelope, extrude, block shadow. What I want to show you now is using this your extrude tool in achieving a perspective of this text in 3D. So first of all, let me take my shape tool and close the space between these text. Alright, so I'm going to give this text a gradient fill. So I'll take my interactive fill tool and drag across the text to give it a gradient fill. I want to change the colors. The reason why I'm giving the gradient fill is because I want you to see the effect of the 3D on this text. So I'll take my extrude tool, and I will drag. I'm dragging to any perspective or any view that I want. You get? So I'm dragging to any place that I want. Okay, so you can either increase it or close it through this place. Can you increase it or you close it, reduce it? Okay, so that done, go under object and break the extrude groups apart. Break it apart. That means you've separated the main text from this extrude part. Ctrl Z, take it back. Now take the one behind, take your interactive fill tool and try to change the color. Or let's work on the one at the front. So you can see the effect of the 3D behind it. Okay. let's give one color to that. Okay, I've actually I separated them by clicking on group. So I'm going to work on these guys separately for me to have what I really want. I'm going to be working on them separately for me to have what I want. So you can do that, and actually repeating the pattern here, Control plus arrow. Okay. So bring this, separate this, make sure it's separated, then group this, take this back, when you are returning it, hold down your shift so that the text can align. All right, so what I will do now is I'll try to make this text come out by changing the perspective of my interactive view. That's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Okay. Okay. All right. So I will add shadow to this text, the one at the front. Take a shadow tool. I want to make it realistic. Can break the shadow apart. Convert the shadow to bitmap so that you can reduce. All right, reduce the shadow by using your transparency tool. You can see the effect of the shadow on the text now. You can decide to set this shadow behind so that you can have the real effect of the text. Okay, group your extrude plus your text. Give an outline to this text. This one in particular should be do something close to the text that they will notice. Color close to the text. All right, I think we have it. Okay, so just group. This is my shadow. If you decide to duplicate it, this is how you create 3D text effects. So if I decide to bring an effect inside now, for instance, I want to, let me just draw a rectangle. I want to power clip this, right click, power clip, take it inside the text. I want you to see, convert it to curve. I want you to see the realistic effect I'm creating now. I've done this before in several classes. Fade it, make it transparent so that it will look like a glass. All right. If you decide to do this, no problem, by changing your extrude items to just one color, depends on what you're looking for. No problem, it's cool. All right, so so you have something like this. Okay, so when you have something like this, you can use it for your designs. That was why I actually did that. All right, when you have something like this, you can use it for your designs and you're good to go. Duplicating. All right, you can use these simple tricks to create your 3D text. And let's go to perspective. Let me delete this. Let me show you something else. That you can do. Let me also change this font. Okay. I have to remove that. So when it comes to perspective, another perspective, go under effect and you see your perspective. Oh, okay, let's take envelope. Let's take envelope, then come to under envelope, choose a particular perspective. I think, okay, yeah, then you can choose this. Let me do that again so that you don't miss it. Now when you come under envelope, first of all, let me clear what I just did now. Clear transformation from text. Come under effect, you will see envelope. You can click it, or come under where you have your shadow tool, click on envelope. Then these boxes are going to appear here. Get it? So what I'm using here, the option is on constraint mode. I don't want to constrain it. So first of all, I will choose any of these shapes here that I want. I think I chose this. So I can start adjusting my text. All right, I have this now. Now this is what you use in putting your text. For instance, you have a picture and you want the person to stand on the text. This is the effect you use. You can also do this in Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. Let me just show you an example before making this text 3D. I think I should have a picture. Okay, we have a picture. Let me bring it in. We have this picture of me, so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me bring this to a larger place, because I want you to see what I'm doing. I don't want to reduce this. For instance, you have text like this, and you want the person to stand on the text so that the text will not look like they are on the floor. This perspective. Can do this. So what you do is this will help us to see. All right, to help us to see what I'm doing. Okay, we have something like this, and it looks as if the person is standing on the text and the text is on the floor. This is what is actually happening here. So what you do is to make it more realistic, you just add shadows to add a shadow effect to the person's legs, and that's all. But that's not actually my focus. You can see the text. That's not actually my focus. My focus is making this text 3D. So let's make this text 3D. Take your extrude, possibly drag down. Let's make this stuff okay. Let's make it, give it a gradient fill so that I can see what we are doing. You can change that to yellow or white. So here's my extrude. Let me get the right perspective for this stuff. Okay, I think you can still work this way. Let's take off this picture. So for our perspective, we can still change the perspective. Okay, So okay, I think I've seen what I was looking for. Then just break the stuffs apart, break the extrude apart. Okay, that will be too much. Let's give the extrude a darker color from the text. So for instance, we can do something like this. Give it a darker color on the text. Then for the text at the front, we can give it a different color like this. No, I don't like that color. Okay. No way, that's not gonna work here. Okay, you have this 3D effect. You can still bring the picture in and maybe you do something with it. Send it behind the text. Like this text is just by the leg. Alright, so I want you to focus on this text, not this picture. You can add a shadow effect to this to make it more realistic. This is another way you add shadows to text. Send it behind, convert it to bitmap and use your blur effect, Gaussian blur, to make it look like shadow. Alright. And if that doesn't work for you, you can also add a shadow to this text underneath. Convert to curve, convert to bitmap and blur. Alright, so that it won't look as if our text is actually flying. So reduce the intensity of that eyeshadow. So you have something like this that you can use for your designs. Something like this you can use for your designs. Okay. You can work on those separately. So you can change anything you want to change. So This is another perspective to creating 3D text. So you see you can use this in your designs. Alright, let's delete that and zoom this. Let me show you something else. Alright, one of the easiest way to create 3D text is this. Now, you have this text already. Duplicate it, Ctrl D, and bring it behind. Give this text another color. Take it behind. You can see you already have a 3D effect here. Get it? Then move the one on top to a different position, a different perspective, and give it a color different from the one behind. So creating 3D text is as easy as this. So you can move it to any position you want to give you that different perspective. You see it? You can bring in downwards or upwards to give you that different perspective. Okay, so that's how easy it is to create 3D text. I can decide to group these two and also give both a different perspective. You see this? Click on it again. You have a different perspective. So you can also use this in giving your text perspective. Rotate, rotate. Okay, so that is that. You can start applying this right away in your designs. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.